Welcome. And the question today from Little Robot 35 is: time freezes for 48 hours and you're the only thing not affected. What do you choose to do? Hi, this is Derek. I just put the Drama Llama, Fred, back in his llama pen, so that I can do this quick video for you with some of the stuff that Fred found on Reddit earlier today. Oh boy, let's get ready for some drama. HGF88 answered with: procrastinate problems. Haha, most realistic answer. It would be like having 2 hours before bedtime to watch a movie. And spending most of the 2 hours adding movies to your watch list. Lesball 1976 answered with: I would be a bank robbing mofo. I could amass one hell of a stack in 48 hours. Just get to Vegas and pickpocket all the high roller tables and pits. Don't need to worry about cameras or white seas. So bring as much supplies to avoid leaving traces as you can. Can't be suspicious if time is frozen. And can't get caught if you clean up after yourself. Sergeant Go answered with: I'd steal so much. Edit, this really blew up. Lots of questions about what I'd steal, do security cameras still work, etc. Honestly, I didn't put a lot of thought into it. Use your imaginations, it's a hypothetical fantasy situation. Maybe I'd just steal your hearts? I wouldn't steal a lot. Just something people assumed was too well guarded to be stolen. And carefully leave a calling card. World's greatest thief, with basically zero effort. Edit, like 20 replies referencing P5 and not a single Lupin reference. Disappointing. The only correct answer. Feel so Sophie answered with: finally get a good night's sleep without any interruptions. I am sure sleep is the only thing I will not be having. You underestimate my sleep deficit. As an insomniac, my brain would be like, F you. We're not sleeping, we'll keep thinking about random poop in loops until the time freeze stops. And then I'll wake up in the morning after 48 hours. And in sleep deprivation euphoria, start realizing poop, like how the sound of nature is actually millions of animals. Birds and insects desperately trying to get laid. Faithlessness known 53 answered with: put sunglasses on everyone I can find. Then when time unfreezes everyone suddenly wonders what the heck just happened. No, put buckets on everyone's heads, far more confusing. Priamosish answered with: I wish I could freeze for 48 hours and time would just move on. That's called heroin. Elegy 14 answered with: rob drug dealers. What are they gonna do? Report it to the police? Ironically, they actually do. Or you go and they say, hey, somebody broke in and threatened me, they took all my money. I once went to somebody that got his cannabis farm burgled. And smashed up clearly by a rival dealer. And he rang it in and wanted a crime number. Serious question. How many drug dealers' homes do you know? And do you know where they stack their money? I feel like this operation is a lot harder than it might seem. Once, my neighbor called the police and reported that they had been robbed during a drug deal. I'm not kidding. They told the cop that the thief took the drugs and their money. It didn't end up the way they expected. My dad did rob drug dealers in the early 90s after my parents divorced. He would take my sisters and I with him to downtown Portland, and we'd watch him hold various sketchy-looking people at gunpoint. He'd take their drugs, money, and anything else they had. I guess we were lucky nothing bad happened to him or to us. I couldn't even fathom this now. Who the F leaves 3 little girls in a car while they rob junkies blind? I don't think any of them reported my dad to the police though. So there's that. GRZMNKY answered with: tie people's shoelaces together. Pick up all of the dog crap in my neighbor's yard and put it in her living room. And steal the Declaration of Independence, then hide it in Nick Cage's house. Skeleber answered with: try to infiltrate Area 51. Nah, they're the ones causing this. Even if they are causing this, They have set it to only you not being the one frozen. Therefore, they would still be frozen and might look up to what you did after time's up. Spiritualized 94 answered with, walk around naked with no shame. Do a helicopter every now and then. Find a nice beauty spot, drink some beers, whilst having some music on. A basic way to spend my 48 hours, but a peaceful one. Do a helicopter every now and then. Lamau. I could imagine a drunk man in the middle of a super busy place as soon as time unfreezes, doing the helicopter and everyone just like, what the F happened here? Rembers answered with, I'd steal a bicycle, because I don't own one, and ride around enjoying the quiet and stillness. Maybe an electric bicycle, because I'm old and fat. And in reality I'd probably last 10 minutes on a regular bike. Start it on the lowest gear. You'll be moving slower than walking, but you'll last a lot longer. Only up the gears when it's getting far too easy. Legs spinning with basically no resistance. And don't be hesitant to drop down gears when the resistance is too much. Biggest mistake I always make first time riding after a long break. Convincing myself speed is possible. If you start low and slow you'll last more than 10 minutes. People generally use way too high gears when riding. Every day I see people commuting on bikes looking absolutely miserable. Slogging along at 50 to 60 revolutions per minute. Watch a pro peloton and you'll see pro riders going double that. I was going to say that I would go for a walk at night, and this is the closest thing to that. I like walking at night and going for hikes. But feeling unsafe isn't fun. So it would be nice to know that I can have 48 hours to explore alone without fear. Oh, I like that idea. I used to walk at night and gave it up. Because of a couple of incidents that made me feel unsafe. You know, you could do this without time freeze, right? Dude, I went for a bike ride for the first time in a decade. Poop was exhausting. I was in much better shape as a kid. Like, I'm pretty strong now. I work in a blue collar trade and can pick up heavy poop. But F cardio. A broad negative answered with, have some fun. Change things ever so slightly, like switching people's clothes. Turning them around, turning cars around. Put a dog leash on in random people's hands. One time, one phrase, so many minds are going to be blown. Unique paperclip answered with, pull everyone's pants down. I have fantasized before like this. Time suddenly freezes while I'm at work. I strip everyone naked and then pose them in hilarious situations. Especially my managers. Time unfreezes and I watch the chaos unfold. You need to do yours. Otherwise they'll know it's you. Lovely and lonesome answered with, I'd probably be confused for a solid hour. Then I'd say I was gonna do something and wind up sleeping for the first day. Then the second half I'd walk to the store and bring back everything I could hold. I'd then spend a few hours eating my loot. Then I'd repeat, but with tech, but just small, untraceable stuff. And I'd probably pick the pockets of a few people while doing so, yeah. I hate it too. Then probably sleep until everything unfroze. Bienhoven 77 answered with, move everyone slightly off the ground, not enough to get hurt, but enough to realize you're falling, making sure everyone is in the exact same position. Except one person hanging off of something very visible, so everyone gets a weird falling feeling. Except that guy who really can't explain why he's in a harness hanging off two light posts. JT Homeless 287 answered with, 100% criminal activity. Rob every bank that is open when this happens. Rob Best Buy. Who needs new clothes? Get a ton of gas cans and fill them up. More criminal stuff. FDot answered with, I would make the grandest gesture to show the world that I can stop time. To truly prove it without a doubt. That I did in fact have control over time for 48 hours. For example, I would go around to every important government building. And create a sign that says FDot can stop time. I'd do it in front of cameras. I'd go to the country's leader's house. And just take the most obvious object. Once time resumes, everyone would be shook at how I committed such acts. Without ever being caught on video, etc. I'd make the world believe that I did in fact stop time. And then here's the fun part. I'd tell them I can do it again, and so the entire world would see me as an uncertain threat. To be honest, this would probably get me killed ASAP. But if people are scared enough, I could get a lot of power. Problem: when nuclear war is upon us, or an asteroid is going to crash into the planet, or alien invasion, or a million other catastrophes, world leaders will come to you in a panic. And you'll have to either refuse to save the world, or admit you do not have this power. Little Birdie Legs answered with, would I know if it was for 48 hours? If not, I'd probably panic the whole time, thinking it would last forever. And not know what to do in case it started again any minute. Same, but I wouldn't do anything at all, fearing time to return right as I did it. Maggie Mayday answered with, hopefully I would know it was happening and when it started. I am often home alone and don't talk to humans for days, except online. Accounting for that, I would just go get stuff I wanted from the mall and stores. And pick up some cash. Major canned and paper goods, stock up, batteries, booze, jewelry. Rearrange things in the stores for fun. Put hats on everyone. I can't drive, but I could well enough to do that with no one else around. Especially if I borrow a small car. I would probably look in people's houses, not to be creepy. Just because I am curious about how other people's everyday lives look. Mildly displeased answered with, put masks on anti-maskers' faces. Imagine them getting home only to realize they've been wearing one all day. And it's not that big of a deal. Imagine not noticing a mask suddenly appearing on your face. Slap M real hard in the face and then put the mask on them. Make M think the libs figured out how to shoot a mask onto people's faces. From 400 yards away. Atoning Unifex answered with, have a massive panic attack cause what the F is going on. And finally, Norwaysy answered with, probably browse Reddit and wonder why there's nothing new. Well, there you have it. A perfectly great question answered by a bunch of fine and honorable citizens. Help support this channel by smashing the like and subscribe buttons. And hit that silly little bell as well to ensure you get the latest videos as they come out. Fred is always finding stuff for me to post regularly. So this is Derek signing off. Thanks for watching. Good grief, it sounds like Fred is out of his pen again. I think he found more drama for me to share with you. See you soon.